Hey guys, TechMentor with a video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to talk about iOS 16 on the iPhone XR or the XR, however you pronounce it. But let's dive into this update. So if you don't know, iOS 16 was just released this week, and you can go ahead and download it on iPhone 8 and above. And iPhone XR, just to give a background, was released back in 2018 of October. Now, if you think about it, this phone is going to be almost 4 years this year. So this phone, again, been around for some time now. It's probably going to get the next update as well, considering most Apple devices do end up getting 5 years of support. So phenomenal device, of course, when it comes to software update. Again, the iPhone XR was the more affordable phone that you could have bought during its time. Now it's even much cheaper if you buy it pre-owned, which if you guys want to check out some links in the description section to buy it, you can check it out. So other background on the iPhone XR, again, it has that. The only lacking thing is probably that just a single 12 megapixel camera compared to the premium devices, which have like 2 or 3 megapixel 12 megapixel camera on the back and a premier LCD, which this one, again, just the LCD that it has, again, not to take anything away from the iPhone XR, it still is a great device. You got that 6.1 inch display and that A12 Bionic chip. Again, that chipset, again, when it came out, was deemed to be the fastest chip for any smart devices, and still a great chip to have on a phone considering how much speed it does give on the iPhone XR. So in this video going down, we're going to talk about some of the experience of getting iOS 16, the performance, the battery life, and top features that you'll need to know or want to know about iOS 16. So iOS 16, as you can see here, if you're going to download it, if you're looking to download, you can simply go into settings of your phone, go to general software update, and you should see iOS 16 pop up. We already updated this phone to iOS 16 here, as you can see here. You can also choose to stay on iOS 15.7 if you're looking to just see it out, because this is the initial release, and since everyone's going to be using it, there's going to be things around bugs and issues that pop up that Apple will fix in the minor versions to come. So that's going to be one thing. So the other thing you'll notice here, if you're going to be downloading it, you need about 4 to 5 gigs space available. It's going to take around half an hour to 40 minutes to do the upgrade itself. But once you got the upgrade going on, the phone is ready to go and you can start taking advantage of all the features. Talking about the features, the first feature you'll notice here is this ability to just go ahead and have custom lock screen. Again, this feature is interesting because it's a way where Apple in the past hasn't allowed you to customize your phone. Now they have allowed you to customize it a lot more than before. So it's an interesting move from Apple just to see what they're doing in that area. The next thing we probably will be interested is around iMessage itself. So if you know, iMessage is pretty cool. Most of the reason why people use the Apple or iOS infrastructure is that ability to just use iMessage, FaceTime across your devices to other users as well. But there's a couple neat features that come out with iOS 16. First one, as you see, we're sending a message here. I'll show you the ability to do things like edit your message that you send. Again, this is a feature where it seems to be available in other places as well, but you can now edit a message once you even send it. The other thing you can do along with editing a message is you can also do is unsend something. So if you don't want to send something and you want to remove it, as you can see, it's gone as well. And the last neat feature of the new update is this ability to reply to text messages later. As you can see, I swiped to the right and then clicked on that little button where it allows you to toggle on off to reply later. Again, now the same thing also can be done with your email as well. You can go ahead and unsend email as well. Pretty cool if you were to ask me. Now the next feature, again, another one that might be interesting for you to check out is this ability to go ahead and do more edits on your picture. So if we want to remove the background of our image, for example, this cool car, we can just simply go ahead and move this out and we can take it to other places. For example, if I want to create a note or put it in another message, I can simply do that, hit that send button, and as you can see here, now we just remove the background of this car and put it out and send it to someone. You can add it and do other stuff with it. Cool features as well. Other features to note about the iPhone, it's going to be things around focus mode. Now focus mode was a feature from the previous iOS version, but again, there's been enhancements as well. If you use focus mode, it might be something worthwhile to take a look at. So if you look at in the settings and add a focus mode, you'll see there's some custom ones and then ability to customize as well on your devices. And then other update features, things like around security. So Apple always has been sort of this focal point around security. When it comes to security, what used to be just privacy, security is another aspect. Things like safety check has been improved and added, as well as this new feature, which we'll see soon, is this passkey, which allows you to pretty much authenticate yourself against websites that support it. And of course, other minor updates that you might have seen, it's going to be around this notification, which if you take a look at it, notification is slightly different from the previous generation. Again, another neat feature. You also get apps to put notification like sports scores and things like that. Now, moving on to the next aspect, which is around performance. So how has the performance have been on iOS 16, considering that this is almost 4 years old now? So as you can see here, we started to test out all the major or popular applications that most people run on their iPhone XR. And as you can see, from going from things like browsing apps to just simple social media apps to your entertainment apps, all of those apps so far have been fine. There hasn't been issues. Sometimes when you do upgrade to it, some older apps that hasn't been updated might complain that they don't support that version. But again, for the most part, all of the popular apps have been stable so far. And what I mean with stable is that they don't crash on you. We've seen sometimes with older version of apps, they tend to crash if it's not updated, but that doesn't seem to be the case with this device. Even when it comes to gaming apps, it's been stable so far, no issues to complain. And once you have downloaded, remember the iPhone XR here comes with that A12 Bionic chip, so even for things like multitasking and gaming, you can still do pretty well, considering that this device is going to be 4 years in a month or two. So that's all of those updates. And of course, you can read about all the neat features that come with iOS 16. Now let's talk about the last thing, which is going to be around battery. As you can see here, battery life is important. But one thing about the iPhone XR we really liked when it was released was that although it was a more affordable model, it did have almost a 3,000 mAh battery. To be exact, 2942 mAh. Again, a bigger size battery compared to some of the other models we've seen. When it comes to battery, you'll notice here a little hidden feature, which you have the ability to see the actual levels of your battery here. So as you can see here, battery, some users have actually reported an issue where they see an initial fast drain of their battery. But for us, we haven't seen that. But that's something to keep in mind, that if you are going to be updating it, there might be issue with the battery, but that's a quick fix. If you restart the phone again or do a forced restart, which we show you in our other videos, it'll fix that minor issues that you might be experiencing. So overall, iOS 16, is it a good idea, bad idea? Well, it's the first version of it. It's only been up a couple of days. We think it's still a good update. If you're going to be updating sooner or later, you probably have to update. Of course, you can stay on 15.7 if you want to, but sooner or later, like you said, the upgrade will probably be needed. So we want to hear from you guys, because that's where you can tell how iOS 16 has been. So if you have already downloaded or started to use iOS 16 or have used iOS 16 on other devices, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section what your experiences have been so far. Is it worth the upgrade or not? Have you had any issues with it? We want to hear from you guys, so leave that comment. And while you're at it, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button for more updates on iPhones and other Apple devices, make sure that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.